Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DevasiaMentality plays Sonic R. Yeah, this is basically just me admitting defeat, and because I honestly couldn't think of any other scary games that I own to play for this month leading up to the Halloween holiday date type of thing. Not that Sonic R couldn't be considered a legitimately, well, no, not really a legitimately creepy or scary game. Kind of illegitimately, actually, and we'll get into the reasons for that as we get along, but for now, Sonic R, it's your standard racing game. Actually, not really all that standard, since most of the characters actually run on foot, but they handle like they are racing vehicles. There are 5 tracks that I want to deal with, first of all starting off with Resort Island. As you can see, it is possible to do spin dashes in this game. Not a lot of people know that you can do that. Or maybe they do, I'm not sure. It took me a while to figure out how to do it. And basically, you just hold down on the directional pad and press the accelerate button. Which always confused me in the past because I meant accelerate is holding forward on the pad, right? Right? Then I started realizing, oh, there's another button for accelerating. Because this uses racing controls, not just, push forward and run to win. Which explains why everything handles a little bit oddly. I don't think that excuses it, mind you. It's actually rather ridiculous. My God, listen to that music. Anyway, not quite sure what I was trying to get at here. But yeah, it's your typical racing game. You go 3 laps around the 4 or 5 different tracks in this game each to get to the end. And that's pretty much it. It ain't Sonic Drift, but it ain't necessarily that much better either. I mean, it's a 3D game, you're on foot, and that much is good. Plus you can... I don't know what I was getting at here. We are going through this a lot faster than I hoped I was going to be able to keep up with. We're already at Radical City, and we're now playing as Tails. I should mention that some of the characters, thanks to the control setup in this game, they all have different sort of handling. Sonic is the fastest and kind of well-rounded, but he's got kind of... Actually, I'm not quite sure how to describe Sonic's handling. Tails, he's also pretty fair, but he's kind of slippery. One of the most annoying things about him is that fucking sound. It drove me crazy in the PC version how much you would... It was just so loud. That puttering of his tails. And you will never not hear it unless you're rolling. It drowns out pretty much everything. In fact, after a little while, a lot of the sound effects in this game can get real shrill. But, yeah. That gold shield thing, there are these 2 little, emblem things. 2 or 3 little emblem things on the track that you can bump into that will give you either rings or power-ups of some kind. They have those on pretty much every track. I missed that one. Guess it's because I just wanted to roll for a while so I wouldn't hear that puttering. Granted, you have pretty much no control over your character while you're in rolling formation. Characters can also go underwater in this game without having to endure the fear of drowning. Not quite sure why. It does slow the character down a lot, but that's about it. You never have to worry about drowning by being down there. Just losing the race. No, you have to survive. And there's other stuff on this track I could be talking about. But anyway, we'll get into that some other time. Congratulations, you are in first place. Expect to see that a lot because this game is real piss easy. Especially once you actually understand all of the character controls. That's one of the things that early on can throw you off. How to control each of the characters, how their different strengths and weaknesses work. Knuckles is considered, I think, the all-rounder. But he's not quite as... He's got good traction, he's not quite as fast, he can turn very well. And he can glide. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of characters have special double jump abilities, assuming they can actually jump, but we'll get into that in a bit. Knuckles can glide, allowing him to overcome a lot of terrain, you know, not have it slow him down and whatnot. He can glide over stuff. The way Tails can fly over stuff as well, which might as well be a glide, given how he's going to eventually lose flight time and fall in his butt or something. I don't know. Point is, he can glide. Doesn't seem quite as special in retrospect, but you know, get you over dips and whatnot in a road, just so that you don't have to worry about that. There are also, I guess, dash pads or boost pads or whatever you want to call those things. They eat up your rings in order to get you going faster. Massive shortcut time. Thank you. That's another thing about the track designs in this game, is that they can be extraordinarily piss easy, not only after you know the control layout of each and strengths of each character, but because there's usually always some place on the track where you can make, either intentionally or unintentionally, tremendously huge shortcuts none of the other AI-controlled players will use. Well, some of them might use, but it is still possible to make do with any character just by taking a lot of the shortcuts. Well, excluding, I think, maybe one we'll be getting to later. But, anyway. Right now we're playing as Amy. She is slow. She has pretty piss-poor acceleration, but she can drive on water without going under it. She also has a boost, sort of her own boost function instead of a jump. That targeting reticle belongs to Eggman. Eggman has his own little special ability where he can toss bombs at the other players. I can't ever say there was ever an instance where those stupid bombs have ever been a major issue to anyone they actually hit. In fact, they can be somewhat beneficial at times. But either way, Amy is in a little red convertible thing. I hadn't actually meant to go through that door, but it allows me to get that. A Chaos Emerald. I hadn't actually, like I said, I hadn't actually intended to, but there are Chaos Emeralds in this game, and I'll be showing the rest of them off later. Well, one of the things about them, of course, is that once you actually start going after each of the Chaos Emeralds, you have to finish the race in first place in order to keep it. You can't just go racing out there, get any one given place in the race, and expect to keep your mitts on the emerald. No, you have to come in first place to make sure you have that thing. I don't know why But, okay. Like I said, it's not that hard so long as you know all the shortcuts. And I mean the massive shortcuts. Some of which are on the map down there in the bottom right corner. Some of them aren't. And some of them are just not plain obvious to begin with. That or they're just programming oversights. I am rambling, and we're getting into this real soon. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. But I got a red Chaos Emerald. Yeah, there's another emerald on that track. There's not enough tracks in this game to give you all one emerald for each track. There are sometimes two, and there's one on one of them. But anyway, we finally have the last track. Once you complete all the other 4 of them in first place, you can unlock Radiant Emerald, which is basically the Rainbow Road of Sonic games, I guess. It's also got some really... That's one thing I haven't... It's just... God. Music in this game. Oh, it's kind of ridiculous, and a lot of people admit it's not really... Yeah. Honestly, I like it. Legitimately. I find it weird that I actually like this somewhat, but it is a thing that I enjoy a lot. Then again, I enjoy the Sonic 3D Blast Saturn music a lot more than most people do. A lot of people think that the Genesis tracks were the better ones. But I grew up on the Saturn soundtrack, and I love that one. And this is the same composer as the Sonic 3D Blast Saturn soundtrack. And may actually be able to get to Let's Play that game soon now, because I finally have a Saturn and a copy of the game. But enough about 3D Blast. We're still on Rainbow Road. Dreaming. I can't remember the lyrics. Oh god, the ring sound effect can be so shrill sometimes. You're the one that makes me feel so high. And on a track like this, you probably are. Oh man. You know, playing the PC version, if you use the DirectX setting for it, a lot of the Radiant Emerald track doesn't actually come out this flashing color, they're more solid colors. I don't know why that was worth mentioning, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for part 1 of Sonic R, honestly. It went by a lot faster than I thought it would. And once you complete Radiant Emerald, you get the credit sequence, which I'm not going to show you. We're going to be dealing next with, I believe, the extra characters you can pick up in the game. What in the world caused that? Anyway, tune in next time and we'll get to see what all that is about.